have this weird kind of circular thing where making your country worse is actually politically conducive to your success as a politician. Where the more people are on welfare, that's making it worse, but that's the more people that will vote for you, right? Because they're dependent upon you. And so all of our leaders, and you see it just blatantly on display when you have like rape after rape and murder after murder and genital mutilation after genital mutilation constantly for decades in the United Kingdom. And then finally, when there's riots over it, even though both sides are rioting, the rhetoric from the leadership is only that these white right-wing extremists are responsible. It's like an ass kicking doesn't just come falling out of the sky in the wise words of Bill Burr, right? People don't just riot because they suddenly feel so racist and want to express it. It's always triggered, whether it was the Black Lives Matter people that were triggered or whether it's a right-wing thing that happens, right? I mean, I don't agree with the George Floyd protests. I think that he was addicted to fentanyl. There was a lot of problems there, but it wasn't just this like a random thing that the entire black community just decided to do out of nowhere. I mean, it's like a decade of seeing police brutality videos and algorithms on Facebook when Facebook was popular and Instagram, things like that. Like that builds, and then there's a straw that breaks the camel's back, and everybody acts like it's all of a sudden. So if there are right-wing people that are snapping in the streets, it's not just, you can't just explain it away with racism, right? Something has been deeply wrong. People are very reluctant to behave like that, to do things like that, to break out in civil war or conflict or rioting. They have to reach a breaking point in order to snap. I'm not, like, I have a bad temper. I'm somebody who is not angry at all for 6 months, and then I smash something. Like right now, I have a bruised up hand because I smashed a computer screen. Every 6 months, right? And it's not that bubbles. It's not that like one thing happened that made me snap. Like it's everything that I've been like stressed about or worried about over the course of 6 months, and then I snap for 5 minutes and break an object, and then I'm fine for another 6 months, right? It's just how I am. I know that it's inappropriate or ridiculous, but people are the same way on a macro scale as individuals, where it builds and it builds, and then you snap. And if you're refusing as a leader to look at why something is really happening, and you're just criticizing, that's just bad leadership. That's just stupid, ignorant, shortcut bullshit, in my opinion. Sorry for being ranting. This coffee is just really good.
No, the coffee is very good. Rant away. You're good at it. So how much do you think is stupidity, and how much do you think is like really malicious strategic planning? Because
I think it's 100% both.
Both. Okay.
Yeah. I'm glad you bring it up. I know exactly what you're trying to say.
Yeah.
Here's what's awesome. Traditionally about America, 20th century America, we had like terrible leaders, but they were fucking brilliant, right? Like Bill Clinton, definitely a rapist. I mean, he just is. Like, definitely a bad guy.
Yeah.
Brilliant. I mean, Rhodes Scholar, not a stupid man, right? Barack Obama, probably an evil dude, not stupid,
no,
brilliant, right?
Yeah.
Now, Jordan Peterson says it best. He's like, if you're scared of what a strong man will do in power, just wait until you see what a weak man will do in power, right? Now we've reached some sort of a point, and maybe it's because our population is dumb now, and it didn't used to be 50 years ago, or we used to have a little bit more cultural consensus 50 years ago, so politicians would lie in a way that was consistent with the wants, needs, and interests of the people. But now our leaders are retarded and corrupt. Like Joe Biden, even before all the dementia stuff, I'm not even going to try to do the cheap shot of just saying that he's lost his mind. He has, but even before all the dementia stuff, this dude was notoriously stupid and corrupt at the same time. Lied about graduating at the top of his class in law school, which is why he had to drop out of the race in the 80s. His wife dies in a very mysterious way in the 70s, and then in a car accident because of a drunk driver randomly, and then suddenly he's marrying the nanny, right, which is Jill. Like, I
didn't know that.
You have to double check that shit, but I'm pretty sure that's right. Like, but the dude is notoriously corrupt, and people are always saying like, oh, well, who cares about Hunter Biden's laptop? Hunter Biden's not running for office. But if you look at the emails in the laptop, which you can, I think it's called BidenLaptopEmails.com, and you can search by keyword, you're like, oh shit, all of the people that are on the boards of directors of these companies that Joe Biden is pushing today for green energy are in the emails being invested in by Rosemont Seneca. Like when his son invests $500,000 in Rosemont Seneca the same year while Joe Biden's vice president, they get a $23.7 million contract from the Department of Defense to go to work in biolabs in Wuhan and in Ukraine, right? Yeah. And so the dude's a moron and he's corrupt. Kamala Harris, retarded and corrupt. I mean, just look at Tulsi Gabbard's 60 to 90 second rant during the primary debates the last time. It's very obvious that we have a crisis of intelligence and a crisis of competence at the highest level. I would much rather have highly competent villains running things than just the most retarded ones, because at least we would have people that could cover their own tracks and they could save the ball and it's like, if you're going to cheat, then do it with little elegance. But now they're just sloppy. I don't know. I think they're both stupid and corrupt.
So it's interesting because when Kamala was running, and then I think it was maybe even before they said that she was going to be the VP on Biden's ticket, like she was just obviously unlikable, and no one was trying to pretend
like
that she was.
1% of the vote or something?
Yeah, it was abysmal.
Do you like her?
No, not at all. We're going to do like a little fun segment that one of my other producers put together, and it's going to be really funny.
Okay.
But like there's clearly like she just seems really neurotic and anxious a lot. Like she doesn't want to be anywhere that she's at. She's kind of forced to be there and where
right. Where are we again? Colombia. Okay, hello, Colombia.
She's like,
that cackle.
I can't even do it, but it's so awful. But like everyone admitted how unlikable she was, and they kind of pushed her to the side. And then all of a sudden, she's going to be the main ticket, and now she's powerful. I'm with her.
Right.
What a strong leader. And how are we pivoting this so quickly? And what has changed, because she's been out of interviews for so long. So I don't and then you see people defending her. Destiny, who I typically really like. Do you know who
Fuck
Destiny
that
is?
guy. I challenged him to a duel, and he declined.
Yeah. Your duel list is probably really long at this point.
It's just two. Just Harry, Sisson, and Destiny. You guys want to fight? It's still on.
And no responses to your duel?
Duel or Destiny said no.
Oh, okay. He said no.
And then Harry Sisson just pretends he didn't hear me.
So what are the laws for dueling in Texas?
In Texas, you can duel anyone, but not to the death.
Not to the death.
And not using deadly weapons.
Oh, so you can't use a gun.
So like if I'm like at a bar with you,
right,
in Texas, and some guy pisses me off, I can say, let's take this outside, and we can have a fist fight, and the cops cannot interfere.
Oh, wow.
If it's consensual.
Okay.
Right. Uh-huh. And that's like what it comes from. Is the idea is like, if you guys just need to work it out in the yard, like go work it out. But you can't kill each other, but you can. It's like, I don't know, Cool Hand Luke or something.